Kings.
2 Kings chapter 4.
Chapter 4, verse 4.
Read, open. We begin with verse 1.
Okay. Now, they carried a certain woman.
They cried.
They cried. Yes.
They cried a certain woman.
Of the wives of the sons
of the wives of the sons of the prophets. That means that man was a spiritual son of Elisha.
Of Elisha.
So this was the wife.
Yes.
All right.
We could say this is the wife of a pastor.
Is a wife of a pastor.
All
exactly.
Right. Saying, thy servant, my husband, is dead.
He was not an investor. He was borrowing everywhere. That guy, and that is why is another thing that we need to talk about.
Yes.
This pastor here was not an investor. He died and he left debt with his wife.
And he was full time.
He was a full time doing nothing.
Papa.
That guy was a full time. He was not an investor. He was doing nothing. He put his family in debt until he died. And the debt was so big to a level that for them to recover, they had to make the children slaves. I'll talk about that another day. Let's move on.
Thou knowest thy servant did fear the Lord.
He feared the Lord. He was not an investor. Those are two different things.
And the creditor is come to take unto him my two sons to be bondmen.
To be both servants.
Yes.
To work forever. To pay the debt of the guy that he had borrowed.
Of the father.
Next verse.
Elijah said unto her, what shall I do to thee? Tell me, what hast thou in your house?
Or what do you have? It is the English of today. What do you have in your house?
And she said, thy handmaid are not anything in the house save a pot of oil.
A pot of oil, the cooking oil.
Not anointing oil.
Not anointing oil. It was a cooking oil.
Yes, Papa. And then he said, go, borrow thee vessel.
That word borrowing there is that preachers are using to steal.
Borrow.
Borrow. Because they tell you go to your bank, borrow the money, bring it to church. Is a quack.
Clean your account.
Clean your account. Themselves, they cannot do that. I'm not against giving.
Yes.
If God tells you clean your account, bring it to the house of God, do what the Lord has directed you. But someone should not dictate you and command you, and someone should not use your illiteracy for personal gain.
Or ignorance.
Or your ignorance for personal gain. So that word borrowing there is asking, go and request. That is the old English. You have to remember that the Bible was translated from Greek in the Old Testament, from Hebrew to English and to other languages.
Right.
So this is the old English that called asking borrowing. They go to borrow or to ask your neighbors. So he never went to the shop to borrow buckets. It was borrowing buckets just to pour the oil. Once I pour the oil, I sell. I will return you buckets. When you go to your neighbor and you ask for a plate, you have visitors. You have visitors who have come to your house, and they are 100, and you have 50 or 49 plates. You go to your neighbors and you tell them, please help me with the 2 plates. Help me with the 2 plates. I have so many visitors. That is what she did. She went to collect plates or whatever she collected from neighbors to come to pour the oil. It is not going to a shop to borrow so that she come to pour the oil, so that a miracle happens. She goes to pay fraud.
So I go borrow a suit
It's
from the
fraud.
Get to the man of God.
It's fraud.
And then
it's fraud. It is thieving. It is thieving. Genesis chapter number 14. Quickly, let's go there. Genesis chapter number 14. Genesis chapter number 14. I think verse check verse 18 somewhere. Open verse 18.
And the Melchizedek,
the king of Salem,
brought forth wine and brought forth bread.
Now, who brought forth?
Melchizedek.
Who brought forth?
Melchizedek.
Not Abraham.
Not Abraham.
Abraham did not bring bread.
And the wine.
Wait. Abraham did not bring bread to Melchizedek. And did not bring the wine. Because it is Melchizedek who was a preacher to Abraham. Abraham was not a preacher to Melchizedek. So, who was communicating the gospel?
Melchizedek.
Melchizedek was communicating Christ
to Habra.